Good morning, everybody. Day 4 of Let's Talk, Calm Chaos, and Keep Balance. I kind of redid what I was going to do this morning after last night's news. How do you all feel after getting the official stay-at-home order that was issued last night? Began at 12:01 a.m. this morning. How do you all feel? Type that in. Also, let me know, what is the one thing that scares you the most about this? Is it the virus itself? Is it having to remain at your job because it's considered an essential job? Is it that working from home and you've never done that before? Or maybe, it's scary because you're service-based and it's not an essential job and you're home until this is over. What is it that scares you the most about this? And then ask yourself, what is it that's scary about that? Reach out. This is what I have created this group for. Yes, I'm on the regular page, but reach out in the group. That's where, let me know, email me or DM me if you would like some extra support on that. That's what I've opened some free coaching sessions for on this, since I have some extra time. I'm also valuing my extra time as well, but I am offering a few of it for free for getting people through this. Anyway, let me know what that is. That's changed a lot of things for a lot of people with a stay-at-home order. The essential job list, I did watch the news last night, the essential job list and who's still open. What I do here, coaching, is all done over the phone or virtual. So it doesn't affect my job there. What it does affect is my part-time job at the salon, because as of last night, they said that salons was not essential, and I've been practicing social distancing anyway, partly because of family members and partly because of my husband's job and out of respect for my clients. But now it's an order. So how do we deal with that? We'll all know what everybody's true colors are, I guess, when the roots grow out. And everybody will be ready for a haircut when this is over, that's for sure. But what it does affect for you introverts, it's probably not as difficult of a challenge to navigate. For some, it might even be a welcome break. But for you extroverts, many of you may find that this is extremely difficult and very challenging time for you to navigate, and are worried about going stir crazy. Some of you might find it to be one of the most difficult things that you've ever had to do. No matter where you fall on that introvert-extrovert scale, know there's middle ground here to be found, and you can find it, and you're capable. Reach out, find out what people are doing, get creative with it. It's so important for physical health at this time. Obviously, we don't want what's happened in Italy. We don't want to have ourselves or a family member or a loved one be in the hospital and the doctor having to choose what kind of service that they get. We want them to get the best service, and that's really what this protection order is about, is keeping it so that it doesn't inundate our and tax our healthcare system. This virus definitely, many of you probably know that, but it definitely affects the respiratory system, and ventilators there's only so many. So I really encourage you to check the facts out and be safe and keep your family safe, and look at that responsibility as to, I know my husband's in an essential job, and they're constantly looking at the responsibilities to keep themselves safe and healthy and their employees, and getting us all through this. It can also be really hard on us emotionally being isolated like this. So I encourage you guys to start masterminding now, and I call it a go-to list. And do that now for yourself so that you can refer to it as you navigate through this. And when you're having a really tough day or whatever, you've got a list built now to pull it out. I'm not sure, I did miss, and I haven't been able to find it and locate it yet, but if somebody knows, how long this order is, or if this is, until they order us. I missed that part, if there's a deadline on this order, the stay-at-home order. But I encourage you to make what I call a go-to list. That way that you have it when you're having a bad day and go, okay, how do I deal with this? I just can't seem to, grip it. I'm going stir crazy. This is going to drive me crazy. Or maybe you're getting lonely, that that withdrawal kind of sneaks up on you and you're lonely before you know it. Some things that you can do as an introvert, you might really want to look at that list and be proactive so that you don't become too over withdrawn and isolate yourself too much. Might be a good thing to consider scheduling. Just put them on your calendar, talk with somebody, and schedule those family member phone calls, or commit that I'm going to talk to one person every day, or whatever that is for you. In the beginning it might not seem like very important, but whenever this is over, by navigating through that time, let's keep ourselves even, keep calm, keep balanced. So that's one thing I would really encourage you introverts to do, is just kind of pre-schedule. As an extrovert, you might want to steer more towards making a list of healthy ways to still communicate too, because that's what a lot of extrovert people need, is that socialization. So maybe you need it just as much, but for an opposite reason. So I kind of want to ask you, a few questions and give you some things to think about in making your list. Who can you communicate? When can you communicate with them? And how? We've got FaceTime, so you can still see. I know you can't touch or hug. I'm kind of both. If anything, I'm personally probably more an introvert than I am an extrovert, but I require both in my life. And I'm a huggy person, so I'm a touch person. I that hug is so powerful to me, to both receive it and give it. So that's going to be a little tough for me, but not hugging my loved ones and things, but we were just discussing last night, doing FaceTime, doing Zoom. I currently have the free Zoom app, but I'm going to check into what it costs to upgrade it, and then we can have multiple people meet on there. So I'd love to hear other options of what you guys know of, or as you search and find your ways, put them in the group. Let's talk, calm chaos, and keep balance, and share that with us all. You can still have a game night. Get creative with that game night on FaceTime or Zoom or whatever. Where can you put your phone, or where can you put your iPad or tablet, or whatever it is that you're using, and still play Monopoly, or some games. Think about it. What kind of games can you still play? There's lots of games that can be played. Won't be as fun, when you're not together, but yeah, it's the best that we can do and still be together and still get, that interaction. So really get creative. Easter, this holiday is going to be affected by our Easter get-togethers. That's a tough one. So how can we do that? It might be a lot of what I just gave you as an example for game night or a dinner party. I think me and my family, we're going to either have dinner or I'll have a beer together. One of the two on Friday night. My oldest son suggested that, which was a wonderful idea. I've already done it with his siblings. What about coffee? Those that like to get out and have coffee in the morning, schedule a time. You can still have coffee. We could be having, I'm drinking right now. So schedule a time with somebody and have a 15-minute, have a 30-minute chat with them over coffee. But get creative, whatever it is, and share it in the group. Let us know what you're doing, what your thoughts are, what your struggles are. What are you going to do with your time? Some of you, it hasn't changed because your job is essential. You're still going to work, so really not much has changed other than what you do in your after hours. Some of you, are like, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to navigate through it. I don't know what to do. So, one idea, it's spring clean. What a great time. Maybe you've been carrying too much weight. Maybe you have been going mock speed, and this would be a good time to kind of step back, reflect, and consider ways to lighten your load. But how can you constructively use your time? One thing, as a cosmetologist and working in a beauty salon and with people, I always hear, I would like to do this, but I'm too busy. I would like to do that, but I don't have enough time. And I'm just as equally, I have a list that I've talked about too that I'd like to do and I haven't done because I haven't had time, or this is going on. Well, many of our engagements have been postponed or completely canceled. I've got 2 baby showers on the same day. And not going to be able to, they're not being able to have either one. How can we make this fun for our kids? I've been seeing some wonderful ideas out there on Pinterest and Nextdoor app and Facebook of what some are doing. So check into those. What kids are, big socialization people, at younger ages. So how can we help them through this when they can't play with their friends? Maybe they're next door neighbors, but they still can't go next door and play because of the danger that poses. So what kinds of things? I would love to hear that. I've got two granddaughters, so I would love to hear what you guys are doing with your kids out of school. And but what I would like to leave that thought today. Like I said yesterday, we're going to discuss routines in the next day or two, and how important and why it's important. But think of ways right now, ways that you can still communicate and be proactive, and set yourself up with a plan and a go-to list, so that as an introvert you don't get too withdrawn, and as an extrovert you have an escape. Maybe not literally a physically escape, but an escape to get that communication and socialization. And make another list. Make a to-do list, but be fun with it. What is the to-do list of the things that you've wanted to do, but you haven't had time to do? And which one of them can you do during this time, when you're not going to restaurants and sitting down, when you're not doing some of the things that you have been doing? I really encourage you to investigate that too, and see how many of those that you can get marked off during this time. I know I'm going to, I kind of had mine start in my mind last night as I was laying there trying to go to sleep, and so I've got mine started. I'm going to work on that even more and kind of organize that a little bit and see what I can. There's been a lot that I've wanted to do. So I leave you with that today. What one tip can you apply from yesterday, today? And if you need those written out, or would like a form or whatever, email me or private message me in the group, and I will get that to you too. But yeah, share with us what's scary right now for you, and what's scary about that, and how are you coping? How's it affected you? And then look at your to-do list, and then or make a to-do list and make a go-to list, and go ahead, open up your calendar and schedule. You're probably clearing many things off the calendar anyway, so schedule times to talk with your loved ones, with your friends. Reach out and touch people. Well, not literally touch, but reach out to people and talk to people that you haven't talked to in quite a while. That if you had more time, you would. So I encourage you to do that. I'll leave you with that today. I'll see you tomorrow for day 4 of Let's Talk, Calm Chaos, and Keep Balance. Have a thrilling Thursday, or wonderful Wednesday, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.